today I'll be teaching you how to play euchre. To start out, euchre is a 4-player game, which is basically 2 versus 2, and you got scorecards out of 10 points. You got 6 and 4s to make the 10. You got the spades, diamonds, clubs, or hearts. It doesn't matter which one you pick, you just can't pick the same one as your opponent. You can either have the 6 on bottom and 4 like this, or you can have the 4 on bottom and the 6 like this. To do points, if you get 3 tricks and you call trump, then you get 1 point. If you call trump and you get all 5, you get 2 points. And if the opponent calls it and you get 3, you euchre them and you get 2 points. Trump, in case if you do not know, is a card that gets flipped up and is basically a powerhouse. If we have ace of spades flipped up, this means that it's trump. All spades are trump. All spades are trump. So if I have an ace of hearts and someone plays a nine of spades, the 9 of spades beats the ace of hearts. The deck is played with 9 through ace, and the leading card is actually the jack of the suits that called. There's 4 jacks in the game. Jack of diamonds, jack of spades, clubs, jack of spades, and jack of hearts. If hearts are called, the jack of spades is the highest card, then the jack of diamonds is the second highest, and then ace of hearts, king of hearts, queen of hearts, 10 of hearts, and 9 of hearts. Those are the highest because they're trump. If diamonds were trump, jack of diamonds would be the highest, jack of hearts would be the second highest, and then it would be ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, queen of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, and 9 of diamonds. Same goes with the black cards. If it was the jack of clubs, if a clubs was trump, jack of clubs would be the highest, jack of spades would be the second highest, and so on with clubs. Jack of spades, if spades was trump, jack of spades would be the highest, jack of clubs would be the second highest, and then so on with spades. Trump beats anything. You are dealt out in the game 5 cards. Many games you deal out 1 by 1 to each player, but in this game you do it usually within 2 turns by doing 3-2, 3-2, or 2-3-2-3. I'm going to deal out 2, 3, 2, 3. And then you do it reverse so that everyone gets 5 cards, and it'll be 3, 2, 3, 2. And you should always have 4 cards left. You flip over the top card, and that's trump. In this case, hearts are trump. So I'm going to flip over the hand so you can see what cards everyone has. We're going to call a player to my left, player 1, player in front of me, player 2, player to my right, player 3, and I will be player 4. As you can see, hold on. Oh, stop. I'm going to be flipping over the cards so that you can see it, and we'll go through a few examples. I know it's kind of hard to tell, so I'll tell you what each player is and the cards they have. Player 1 is to my left, player 2 is in front of me, player 3 is to my right. With hearts being trump, remember that the jack of hearts is the highest, jack of diamonds is the second highest, and so on in hearts. Player 1 has the Jack of Clubs, King of Diamonds, King of Spades, Nine of Spades, Jack of Diamonds. Player 2 has Ace of Hearts, King of Hearts, Nine of Hearts, Jack of Hearts, and Ace of Clubs. Player 3 is King of Clubs, Queen of Spades, Queen of Clubs, Nine of Clubs, Jack of Spades, and I have 10 of Diamonds, 10 of Clubs, Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Spades, and Queen of Hearts. Right now, everyone's going to be holding their cards from each other, and we're going to go around the room, starting clockwise from the dealer to their left, and you're going to call trump. The first round, if you call trump, the dealer picks up the card. So, because player 1 only has one trump, which is the Jack of Diamonds, could be possibly trump, which is Jack of Diamonds, they most likely would not call 10 of Hearts, so they will pass. Player 2, however, has the Ace of Hearts, King of Hearts, Nine of Hearts, Jack of Hearts, and then Ace of Spades. So they have 4 trump, and then they would be giving me 1 trump. So that's pretty good. So I'm going basically, player 2 would probably call trump. So then I would have to pick up 10 of Hearts, and then I would have to discard a card, so that we only have 5. Most of the time when you discard a card as a dealer, you want to get rid of a card to make sure that you lose a suit, because later on you had to follow suit. So I'm going to get rid of my 10 of clubs, so I have no clubs in my hand. Player 2 can either go alone with his hand, in which case he plays by himself against the other 2 opponents, and if he gets all 5 tricks, he gets 8 points. 4 points, 4 points. Let me try that again. You can go alone, in which case you play by yourself, not use your opponent, against these 2, and if you get all 5 tricks, you get 4 points. Because of his hand, I would most likely go with alone. So we'll try that. So player 2 from is going to go alone. So I'm out, and we start out with person to your left, the dealer, to start. I would most likely play King of Diamonds, and then player 2 has to follow suit, but because he doesn't have a King of Diamonds, a diamond, he can play whatever card he wants. So he's going to play the Nine of Hearts, because that's the lowest trump he has. So now this is player 2's, and because player 3 has all black hand, it's really useless against red, so he's just going to throw out his lowest card, which is the Nine of Clubs. So player 2 gets the trick. Because he gets the trick, he gets the lead. And he's going to lead with the Jack of Hearts, because that's the highest. Now you have to follow with trump as well. So it's basically a term is fishing, which he's basically pulling away all the trump from other people. So since player 3 doesn't really have any trump or reds, he's just going to be throwing away his Jack of Spades. And then player 1, because he has to follow suit, is getting rid of his Jack of Diamonds, because that's the second highest heart, basically, since hearts was trump. So then that goes, and player 2 still has got that trump, and so he leads again. And he's just going to play out the Ace of Hearts, which is the 3rd highest trump. And then you just follow suit, but because no one else can, Queen of Spades will be played, and Nine of Spades. Player 2 again leads with the King of Hearts, Queen of Clubs, and then Jack of Clubs. And then the Ace of Clubs, is played, King of Clubs played, and King of Spades. Because my partner, player 2, got all 5 tricks, we would then get 4 points, because he got all of them. 4 points. While the other team gets 0. Still has 0. That's the alone hand. If it would have turned out to where player 2 would have not gotten 3 or more tricks, then the other team would have gotten 2 points. If player 3 would have gotten 3 or 4 alone, then we would only get 1 point, and if he gets 5, we got 4 points. Going alone is kind of risky, because you're basically telling your partner you're not playing this round, and if your partner has a good hand and could help you, and you don't accept his help, and you go alone and you do not make it, your opponent might be very angry. Your partner might be very angry at you. So word of caution. Also, most people would call trump upon if they have one trump, at least two trump, and if they don't have at least trump, a high trump, and a ace. Do not call trump if you have no trump, because you have to call trump if you have it. And don't call trump on small little cards. Like if you have a 9 of hearts and there's a queen of hearts, don't call it. You will most likely lose unless your partner has it. There are other rules that you can play with euchre, which are farmer hands and ace no face. I do not like playing by those rules. If you want to learn those rules, you can probably find another video about them or Google them. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I like euchre, and I think it's a lot of fun. Thank you.